Most people would agree that some things are just wrong. Hurting someone for no reason, stealing from the poor, lying to get ahead, these things feel wrong in a deep, almost automatic way. But where does that feeling actually come from? Is morality a set of universal rules that exist whether we like it or not? Or is it something more personal, something shaped by culture, upbringing, and emotion? A recent video on the morality of incest by this guy named Zachary puts this into question, the ideas of moral subjectivity. If you're new here, my name is Rio. This is We the Villain, where we explore assumptions we rarely question. Today's topic is on moral subjectivity. So Zachary, in his video, brought up a scenario of consensual incest between identical adult twins, two people of the same sex, the same age, raised equally, and with no ability to have children together. The point wasn't to defend the idea, it was to test a theory. If you strip away all the practical reasons something seems wrong, the health risks, the power imbalance, the possibility of harming a child, and you're still left with a strong feeling that it's wrong, what exactly are you left with? Is that feeling evidence of a moral truth or just a reaction your brain was trained to have? In the video, Zachary admitted something that a lot of people feel but rarely say out loud. I think it's gross, but I can't explain why. That gap between feeling something is wrong and being able to logically explain why has a name. It's called moral dumbfounding, and it's the experience of having a strong moral reaction that you can't back up with any real reasoning. One person pointed this out by comparing it to how people feel about cannibalism. If someone has already died and their family gives permission, most people still find the idea deeply disturbing, even though they can't name a victim or point to a clear harm. At that point, they're not really making a moral argument. They're just trying to put words to a gut feeling. So, does that make morality fake? Is incest okay? Well, maybe not exactly. One can perhaps argue that human beings seem to be biologically wired to not be attracted to people they grew up with in close quarters. Siblings, parents, household members. It's called the Westermark effect, and it's thought to be an evolutionary mechanic that reduces inbreeding. That doesn't mean the attraction can never happen. History shows it did in royal families and ancient societies where the gene pool was small. But that fact our bodies developed a natural aversion to it suggests there is something deeper going on than just personal taste. We should also consider the structure of human relationships. People need three distinct types of connection to stay emotionally healthy: romantic relationships, friendships, and family bonds. Each one does something different for you. Family is supposed to be your foundation, the unconditional, stable support that's always there. When a family relationship becomes romantic, it doesn't just add something new, it puts the whole foundation at risk. The instability that could follow isn't just awkward, it could genuinely hurt both people. This is an interesting argument to consider because it points to a real potential harm, the loss of emotional stability. But it's still complicated. For example, if you propose that the attraction itself is a sign something went wrong psychologically, that it must come from an unhealthy attachment, then you fail to consider that donor conceived half siblings who were raised apart sometimes develop genuine romantic feelings for each other, which suggests the issue isn't the biology, it's the proximity. Many will also try to immediately dismiss any discussion on the topic, saying people who don't feel disgusted about incest must already be psychologically damaged. But we then again fall into the trap of moral dumbfounding. This is the pattern that shows up over and over again in moral debates. People start with a conclusion they already believe and then work backwards to justify it. They're not really reasoning through the problem, they're rationalizing. That's not to say that their conclusion is wrong. It might be completely right, but the process matters. If the only real reason you have for saying something is wrong is because it is, or because it feels that way, then you're relying on emotion, not logic. And emotions vary from person to person and culture to culture. None of this means morality is just a free for all where anything goes. Most of the things people agree are wrong, cruelty, exploitation, abuse, can be explained in terms of harm to real people. The harder cases like incest or cannibalism, where you can take away the harm, is harder to pin down, and in those cases, it's worth being honest about the fact your reasoning might just be your feelings, dressed up in a logical sounding language. What is this whole discussion actually shows is that morality is layered. Some of it is probably hardwired into us through biology and evolution. Some of it is shaped by culture and the society we grow up in. And some of it really does come down to personal feelings that we've never fully examined. Recognizing these layers doesn't make morality meaningless, it just makes it more honest. The point isn't to throw out every moral instinct you have. It's to know which ones you can actually defend and to hold the rest with a bit more open mindedness.